sister of his father. The Gemara is going to explain how this takes place. How it's and it's also the sister of his mother. Mahu. Chayav al kulan chayav al achas al kulan chayav al kol achas v'achas. Chayav one. It's all sisters, but it's his father's sister, his mother's sister, and his sister. Amalei leishamana. We don't know. Aval shamanu haba al hey nashim nidas behelem echas shuchayav al kol achas v'achas. If someone lives with 5 different women that were nidas, with one forgetting, so he's chayav for each one. And and it seems that it should be a kal v'chaymer that he should be chayav for each one of these women. 3. Okay. I'm going to ask, hey chidami, what's the case? Eily mekidiktani. Is the Mishnah exactly as it's written? Mighty Eily. What is Rabbi Kiva's question? There's 3 different women here. There's his sister. There's his father's sister and his mother's sister. Those are his aunt and his aunt. The 3 different women. So what is Rabbi Kiva's question? He lives with 3 different women, 3 different punishments. What's the problem? It's saying like this. It's supposed to say he lives with his sister, who happens to be his father's sister and his mother's sister. So we're going to explain how that's possible. But chayav achas al kol chayav al kol achas v'achas. Is he chayav 1 for all of that? For chayav 1 for that one sin, or is he chayav that one? Or is he chayav for each one of the sins that he committed with that one act? Do we say that those are different prohibitions? Or do we say that it's just one woman? So Amrulay Leishamana, we don't know the answer to that. Abel Shamana, but we have heard we know that if there's one prohibition that's committed 5 times, because it's 5 different women that are nida, so he's chayav 5 times. We say that this case should be a kal v'chaymer. If he lives with his 5 wives, he has 5 wives that are all nida. With one forgetting, Shushei Machas, that's one sin. It's on the one category in the Torah, Nida. So he's chayav al kol achas v'achas, he's chayav for each one of them. Achaisai, his sister, Shu Achaisaviv, which is also his father's sister. Shu Achaisime, which is also his mother's sister. Shehen Gimel Shemas. Those are different sins. It's not the same category of sin. Those are different sins. In a din she chayav al kol achas v'achas, is it not a kal v'chaymer that it should be chayav for each one of those categories? Yeah. So the Gemara says, one second, that's not a good kal v'chaymer. You can ask on that. His 5 wives were different people. Here he's sinning with one woman. That goes under different categories. Ela Amar Kra, rather, it's a pasuk. When it says that he reveals the nakedness of his sister, this is from that pasuk. It's telling me that he's chayav also for his father's, that if it's his father's sister and it's his mother's sister, is it telling me that he's chayav once or not for each one? For each one. Amar Avad Barava. Avad Barava now explains the case. Mishkachasla Barisha Bar Risha. The case is possible if this is a wicked person, the son of a wicked person. So I don't know what your chart is. I just made over here we're talking about a fellow that lives with his mother, and he has 2 daughters. These daughters are now his sisters and his daughters. He marries one of them, and he has a son. This son marries his aunt, the one that wasn't married to his father. Okay, so now this fellow goes ahead and...
Can we get a big chalkboard in here? Dry erase board?
Reenact this.
I didn't say reenact. Don't
No,
get carried away.
So what sin is happening here? The son.
The son is the one doing all
The
this.
son now lives with
color circles and you have to
his.
what's that game called?
Twister.
Twister. So can you imagine here?
The son is automatically living with
You're married
his
to this one.
sister.
Oh, until they all fall over.
How is it his
His
sister?
mother's sister, and who's also because and it's
How
from the
is it
same
his sister?
You're
father.
going to talk about the game. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's the same father.
So
The same father. So it's his sister. It's his mother's sister, and it's also his
It doesn't count. He had it all.
his father's sister because he's
his father's
started off
sister
with his
because
mother.
his father because of the mother.
Like a half.
Shabbalim Beis Banis. The Gemara spells it out. He lives with his mother. He has two daughters. B'chazer Baal Achzran V'Hailed Ben. Then he lives with one of them and has a son. And now the son lives with his mother's sister, which that is his own sister, which is his father's sister. The father committed a sin and the son commits a sin. Taner Rabbanan. Started in a Bais. He lives with her again 3 times. He's chayav for each one. The Chacham say if it's one forgetting, he's only chayav once. However, the Chachamim will agree. The Chachamim seem to be lenient here, but they'll agree to the strictness of Rabbi Lezer. He lives with his 5 wives that are each in nida, that he's chayav for each one. Hayol v'hu garam lehem. What does it mean, v'hu garam lehem? Ugamla means like this. Every sin that he did, he's causing them to have to bring a separate chatas. So if they're individuals. They need their own atonement. He's doing a sin with each one of them, but it's one forgetting. It's under one category. So you could say that maybe he only has to bring one karban, but each of them are bringing karbanas. So because he's causing them to each bring one, he has to do for each one of theirs. He has to do one also because they're bringing and he doesn't. He's going to bring one, and on their side, on the woman's side, there's 5. Amar Rava Rav Nachman. Rava says to Rav Nachman, Yamrin and Hayel v'Garmlam. Do you say that if they're being chayiv, that means that the other person involved is also chayiv for each one of those? Vatani, we have a brisa. Who behelamachas v'hi behealamais. This is an interesting case. He lives with his wife, who's in nida, 5 times. He doesn't realize in the interim that there was a sin, so for him it's one forgetting. But for her, she realizes in the interim that it was a sin. So for her it's 5 times. For him it's once. It's 5 times, but it's one forgetting. So who in a chayv alachas v'chayvas al kalachas v'achas? So you have a problem. She would have to bring 5 karbanas. He is only bringing 1. You see, you don't say hu garam hayol vu garam. Elaima hayol v'gufim chalakim. Okay, switch it. The reason why he has to bring for each one and why the Chachamim are moided to Rabbi Lezer is because it's different people. There are 5 different wives. Ibaylo, Gemara's a Shaila. Katzar v'katzar. If someone harvests on Shabbos, he's cutting, what is Gregor? Dates or figs? Figs. Figs. I have to remember that because the G in the fig goes with Gregor's.
Really likes figs. I love figs.
He cuts twice. Mali Amar Rabbi Lezer. What would Rabbi Lezer say? Does Rabbi Lezer say that you chayiv twice, just like if he lived with 2 wives nida or 5 wives nida, he's chayiv for each one? Here he cut twice. Time the Rabbi Lezer asim mishum dehu avid tartin. Is it because he did 2 actions, v'am talachi, and therefore amar chayiv al kalachas v'achas v'chinami david tartin? Here also he cut twice, did 2 harvests. It's chayiv twice. Idil time the Rabbi Lezer asim mishum di'ef shleila arvin lebiyasu bezu v'am talachi amar labez chayiv al kalachas v'achas. Aval katzer kegregus v'chazer v'katzer kegregus pelamachas kimen defshel arv stay gregus v'asachas and chayav alachas mai. Let me explain. What's going on over here is like this. Over there, Rabbi Lezer says he's chayav twice because it's impossible to have relations with several women at the same time. You can't do it in one go. But you can cut 2 figs at the same time. With one big scissors, you can cut the 2 figs off. But you can't have relations more than with one person at the same time. So why does Rabbi Lezer say Yechayev over there for each woman because it's impossible to have it simultaneous. But if here it could be simultaneous, maybe it should be only once. That's Amar Rabba. Time of the Rabbi Lezer. Mishum Davitarti Achanami Avitarti. Rabba says 2 actions is 2 actions. Here is chayiv twice. Rabbi Yosef Amar time of the Rabbi Lezer the EF Shalela Arvan. Rabbi Lezer, the reason of it is because you can't commit the act simultaneous. But if you could have done it simultaneous, so here you only chayiv once. Abai asks Rabba. Rabba said that he's chayiv twice. Over here, he cut the 2 figs. He's chayiv twice. Abaya asks Rabbi Lezer, "Mechayav al vladi malachas makamava is." Have to add in a word. Makamavis malachas. Okay, no. There's 39 malachas on Shabbos. Each one of those malachas has told us offsprings, offshoots, subcategories. So, if someone does an av malacha and the tolda with one forgetting, you only chayiv 1 chatas. Rabbi Lezer's opinion is no. Rabbi Lezer says you chayiv on the tolda as well. Chayiv 2 chatas, even if it's the same av.
Because you can't do it at the same time.
Well, over here let's see the reason. That's
there
part
could
of the
be a
question.
lot of toldas to one av.
So Rabbi Lezer holds that you chai for each tolda, even if it's with the same av. But the Gemara is now thinking ha'av vasachas. But if you did the av twice, then no, you're going to only be chayiv once.
Only if it's be'elamachas.
Be'elamachas, it's one forgetting. Then you're going to be pater. But if Rabbi Lezer holds that it's because of 2 actions, am I pater? Why is he pater? He did 2 actions, according to Rabba. Amar Marbury, the son of Ravna, says, Anav Rav Nechumi bar Zechariah Tagimna, myself and Nechumna bar Zechariah translated the Sachamaya Askinan. What are we dealing with? That you're going to be chayiv 2 for an av and a tolda. That's talking about Bidolas Hamudlas al Gabi Teina. He's cutting a grapevine that's hanging over a fig tree. The kutzam vasachas. He's cutting the figs with the vine together.
How are they even planted so close together? And that's supposed to be planted together.
The roots are separate. But here the issue is like this. Cutting the figs is a harvest. Cutting the vine is pruning. Pruning is a tolda of harvesting if you need the wood for fire. Could be a tolda.
What kind of wood are you getting from grapes?
The vine. The dead branches. Yeah, they prune it every year. But if your intention is to use okay. So over there I have 2 different trees, and I have 2 different malachas. It's pruning and it's harvesting. Now, granted, it goes under the same av, but it has a different name in the tolda. The kavasei katzer v'katzer. That would be similar to cutting the 2 grapes. The 2 figs. Over there, you'd be chayiv twice. In what case would he be pater? Going shekatzer when 2 aves. Going shekatzer shtei gregus v'asachas. If he cuts 2 figs at the same time, aval katzer kegregus, chazer v'katzer kegregus, then he's chayiv. But if he does them separately, then Rabbi Eliezer would say that you're chayiv.
He just showed me grape wood for just in case.
Okay, let's leave the Mishnah. We're up to the Mishnah.
Because I ran out of pages.
Grape wood. What is that? Grape wood. It's to dry the branches.